Hello, guys. Good evening. Can anyone hear me?
Okay, sir. Yes, we can.
Good
Good
evening, sir.
evening. Yeah, good evening, Victor. Good evening, Ayotade. Good evening, Bukola. Good evening, Duisola. How you guys doing?
Yeah, yeah, good, sir.
I'm
Also,
alive. I'm alive.
you asked me. Well, I mean, that's another one. As long
Yes,
as we
so
are alive, Sha.
then
Awesome, awesome. So, this is supposed to be like our first weekend classes, but I mean, the number that joined the onboarding session compared to the number that we currently have here is kind of disappointing or disheartening. So let's just wait for like um maybe for like 5 more minutes, and let's see the number that we have by then. Then by then, if we still don't have enough number, we'll just get on with it, regardless of what number we have in the next 5 minutes. I just need to get on with it. So let's just thank you all for coming early. Thank you for coming early. Let's just wait for people that decide not to do so. Yeah.
all right, sir.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Mr. King, and good evening, class. Uh,
Good evening, Mr.
uh,
DME.
Good evening, sir. And good evening,
So
class.
yeah. So I already addressed everyone earlier. So we are just waiting until 5:15,
Okay, sir.
just to wait for people that decide not to be punctual, so we can then get on with the class.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So please, if you know your colleagues that are not here, probably you register together and you are in the same class, you are in front end and they are not here. It is very, very important that you call them. You join the class. Very, very important. I repeat, very, very important. Like we said during the boot camp, you need 80% class attendance to graduate. They won't be begging. I'm saying this for the last time again. They won't be begging. So just call them. If you are not here, it is very, very wrong. And don't if the class lasts for let's say about 2 hours and you join for only 1 hour, you didn't join this class. If the class lasts on for like 2 hours and you only join for 1 hour, you didn't join the class. At least you should be in this class for like 1 hour 30 minutes. If that's for 2 hours, and if it lasted for let's say 1 hour, you should be in this class at least for 40 to 50 minutes. You are saying this now so that when the time comes, you won't be begging, you won't be wanting to start bugging people's DM. We won't we won't condone that. You're just saying this. It's not a threat. You are just saying the facts. So if you have a friend who is not here, call them now to join this call. Thank you so much. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. DME. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So earlier, I had greeted those that were early in the call. But then the list is getting long now, so I might not be able to greet everyone. So I'll just say, good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I trust that we are doing well. So yeah, the purpose, particularly for this class or for the weekend classes, is for us to have a brush through together of the slide that we had consumed, or I hope that we had consumed over the week. Okay, so going to share my screen now. When you can see my screen, please just let me know. Thanks to my screen.
Yes, sir.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, thank you very much. Yes, sorry, before I go on, I believe we have a class rep and probably an assistant. Do you have, is the class rep in here?
Yes, sir.
So who is the class rep?
Bukayo, I'm the one.
Oh, Ajiboye. Oh, you're the
Yes,
one.
sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
okay, awesome. And do you have an assistant?
Yes. But I really didn't. Yes, I do. But since the day he already notified himself as a class, I've not been. I'm not sure. I've seen his activeness. I'm not sure. Maybe he has been, but I don't know.
Oh,
But if
sorry,
he's
what's
there, he
his
can
name?
signify now also.
Say, what's his name?
I really don't know his. I think let me check. But if he's here, he can also signify if he's in the group. Because I've
Okay,
been the one
so
attending to this.
all right, no issues. The reason why I'm asking is okay. The reason why I'm asking is because if there is any reason I would like to like communicate something um to you guys, I would like to
Okay.
go through the class rep and the assistant.
Alright.
So that's why I actually want to know him. But then it's good knowing you, so maybe I'll just take with you. Yeah.
Okay. The assistant, his name is Toid. I mean Toid
Tawhid.
Rahamon Toid. So I'm
Tawhid
not sure you are
Rahman.
great yet.
All right, no issues. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, good evening, everyone, once again. Good evening, everyone, once again. I trust that we had a wonderful. I trust we are doing well. Okay, I trust we are doing good. We are doing well. We're having fun and we are relaxing because today is Saturday. It's the weekend, so we should be. Don't be like me because I'm currently not relaxing. I've been working since morning. So yeah, awesome. So like I said earlier, the purpose of this class is to review or brush through and go over the content that I assume that we should have consumed over the week. Is there anyone that I okay? Don't let me get to that part. So that I assume that you should have consumed over the week. So for the lesson one, we for the lesson one, our topic for lesson one is understanding the web, because here you want to be a I don't want to say a web developer, you want to be a software engineer, particularly a web software engineer, and you don't understand how the web works, then you are just going to be in a continuous endless loop. I mean, using continuous and endless together seems like, I mean, tautology or something, but then that is just what it is in reality. You are just going to be bouncing around, going around without even knowing where you are going. Because for you to be able to do something right, you need to understand the pieces or the concept of that thing that you are about to do. Okay, so that's the essence of having us to understand how does even the website that I want to build, how does the whole internet work in the first place? Okay, so in the course of this class, we're going to be talking about how exactly the web work. Uh, I'm not supposed to be taking these old slides, but then just for the case of people that have not taken it, it might not be like this in the other classes, because those, I think from lesson 2 upward, we are basically going to be doing like practical sessions. So because this is more theoretical, it's the reason why I'm taking the slides. So how we're going to be talking about how the website works, the roles of front end and back end, and we're going to be talking about how do we even get to front end and back end in the first place. And we're going to be talking about the tools that a front end developer is supposed to be using, like tools that software developer is supposed to get acquainted with. So we're going to be talking about the web browser, the dev tools, and we're going to be doing a little bit of brush through and introduction to VS Code. So quick one, because yeah, I believe you should have taken the course. How does the website work? Okay, I gave an analogy of, imagine you walk into Domino Pizza. Okay, Domino Pizza, waiter doesn't come and meet you. Which eatery or restaurant does the waiter come and meet you? I don't think we have much of that these days. Oh, except if you go to all these all these big eatery. So the waiter comes to your table, ask you what do you want? How can we be of service? You say, okay, please, I need a plate of jollof fries. I need water. I need this. I need that. The waiter takes your order to the kitchen. It is processed in the kitchen, and then they bring your food for you. Okay, so you going into the store, you are the client. Client now, in the case of web, is your phone, your laptop, your gadgets, your devices that you are using to access the internet. Okay, now the kitchen, where so the waiter that comes and take your order, that order that the waiter comes to take, okay, is your request. You are requesting for that particular food. So the order that the waiter has come to take is your request that is being sent to the kitchen, which is a server that is sitting down somewhere. Okay, you are the client. The request or the order that you sent to the back end, to the kitchen, is the request that is going to be processed in the kitchen. Whenever we send the request to the back end has to process it. So the kitchen have to process your order and then send back what? Your food, which is the response that you get. Okay, so that's basically how the entire internet works. Okay, you have a server that is sitting down somewhere, holding your website or holding your website on it. It could be your local server that you could be your custom local server that you have in the back of your house that you built yourself. You deploy your website onto it. It could be Google Data Farm. It could be AWS. It could be Azure. It could be anything, anywhere the server. I mean, the server could be anywhere. Now you are sending a request to the server to request for a particular resource. The resource could be data, could be a web page, could be anything. Okay, you are requesting for that particular resource. The backend takes your request, processes it, okay, and then sends you back a response. So what you send to the server is the request, what you get back is the response. Okay, so that's basically how the internet works. That's basically how the internet works. Now, in the analogy, we said you are the client. Okay, you come into the store. The back end is the kitchen that cooks whatever request you send, processes it, and then gives you back the response. Now we can see that these two compartments here, or these two departments, are different. So therefore, they are being handled by different individuals. Okay, they are being handled by different individuals. The front end and then the back end. So the front end, okay, let's take us back to our kitchen analogy. The front end is the table, the chair, the fine restaurant that you are seeing that looks so appealing. The logo, the name of the website of the the name of the kitchen or the dining or the eatery that you are going. That is the front end in the case of the restaurant, and the back end is the kitchen where all of the cooking are being done. So basically, front end is what the client see, because you as a client, you don't get to see what is inside the kitchen. I mean, only if you are a client that is also a boss or a client. I mean, so you as a client, you don't get to see what is in the kitchen. You don't get to see what is on the back end, because client interfaces with the front end, which is the fine dining, the arrangement of the chair, the decoration, and everything. Okay. And then the back end is the person that gets to interact with the back end is the cook that takes your order and processes it and gives it back to that waiter, and then the waiter returns it to you. Okay, so now let's come back to our website, our web development. The front end is what the user see, what the button, the color, the layout, how your text is going to look, what's going to happen when how is this button going to react when I click on this button, and all of those things. That is the front end, and it runs in your browser. Okay, it runs in your browser. Now the back end is what handles the logic. Okay, so when user sends their email and password because they want to log in, what do I want to do? Do I just want to take it and say, okay, you have logged in successfully, or do I want to take it, check if they actually have an account, check the status of the account, and tell them, okay, you have been verified or you have not been verified, please do your verification, or all of those things. All of those logics are on the back end. Where your data is being saved, your databases, that is also part of the back end. Okay, now your back end is built with, I mean, we have series of languages that can be used to build backend: Python, PHP, Node.js. Okay, so the popular ones that, I mean, they are quite popular: TypeScript, Node.js, Python, PHP, Java, C Sharp, and .NET, the .NET frameworks, and all of those, and Rust and R. Okay, those are the languages. I mean, we have series of languages that are used to build backend. And also, one major difference between front end and back end is front end runs in your browser. Okay, no matter how crazy you want to build your website, it still has to run in a browser. Your website is going to, there's going to be a motor that is jumping, flying, turning to an aeroplane, turning to a mouse, it's still going to be in your browser. Okay, and then for your backend, regardless of how much authentication, security, data, or whatever you want to do, it still runs on a server. A server needs to be somewhere. Even if the server is going to be your laptop, there needs to be a server that is going to run or hold or carry your backend. Okay, now, because we are front-end developers, or we are prospective and aspiring front-end developers, what are the tools of front-end developer? Okay, so first thing first is a front-end developer. What you even first need here is you need a code editor. I mean, we used to call it text editor, but I mean, it's being called code editor most popularly now. Okay, code editor, we have tons of it. Starting from Cursor, VS Code, which are the popular one. I saw a very new one. Was it day before yesterday? I mean, I was really surprised because I mean, I actually was hearing for the first time. So we have tons of it: bracket, cursor. We have some code editor that are peculiar to some languages also. But then, for the case of this class, or for the course of this lesson, I would recommend that we use VS Code, or because VS Code is open source. Okay, so there are some language, there are some other text editor that have been built on VS Code. The interface looks exactly like VS Code and all of those things. So, for example, Cursor was built on the VS Code code base. So, but then I'm going to just recommend that we use VS Code, Visual Studio Code, not Visual Studio. Okay, there's difference between Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. Okay, now we're going to be talking about version control systems also. Version control systems, we have Git and GitHub, we have GitLab, Bitbucket, and all of those. But for the course of this class, we're going to be using Git and GitHub. And then you need to know how to use your browser dev tools, your dev tools. You need to know how to use them. And then you need to know how to use your package managers. Okay. Popular ones. I mean, okay, so the old school is NPM and Yarn. The new ones that are just coming into play and are like taking over the industry is PNPM and Bone. Okay, there are quite some differences between them. And yeah, PNPM and Bone. Also, frameworks. So you need to know your frameworks and libraries. Okay, libraries. You need to know like there's some with libraries that you need to know. There's a component based library that you need to know, and there are some JavaScript libraries that you need to know also. Okay, for the course of this class, we're going to be talking about JavaScript. I'm not going to be talking about Python and every other possible ecosystem for front end. We are sticking to JavaScript. So JavaScript libraries that you would want to know as a front end developer, as a JavaScript front end ecosystem developer, would be React. We have Next, we have Vue, we have Angular. But then we are going to be teaching ourselves React in the course of this class. Okay, we are going to be teaching ourselves React in the course of this class. Next is not that difficult. If you know your React very well, you are going to be fine when you get to Next. I mean, if you know your React very well, it will be very, 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 very easy for you to learn your Next. Okay, because Next is basically a framework for React. Okay, React is a JavaScript framework. Next is basically a framework for React. It makes React very lighter, very easy, and I mean very encompassing, and does a lot of things with Next. So yeah. So web browsers, I mean, we have tons of web browsers out there, series of them: Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Opera, Safari, Brave, Mozilla Firefox, UC browser, Komodo, Dragon, and all of those. But then there's also this new, my best one, my favorite one, which is Arc. Okay, so I'll be using Arc. I mean, if you want to follow along, you can use Arc also. But I mean, Arc is not really different from Chrome when it comes to the use. Okay, I mean the basic use, your Chrome dev tools and all of those. Arc is not different from Chrome. So if you are using Chrome and I'm using Arc, we're basically going to be saying the same thing. But then if you are using Chrome, I mean, if I'm using Arc and you're using Brave, or you are using Safari, or you are using Microsoft Edge, there are going to be some differences. So if you want to see the same thing that I'm saying, you would want to stick with Google Chrome and Arc browser, just to be able to follow along. Okay, cool. So now, Chrome DevTools. So for the case of this one, I'm going to share my entire screen. Give me a minute. I'm coming, trying to share my entire screen. Because if you don't share your entire screen, I mean, okay, let me just say this here. If you don't share your entire screen and you are trying to open your DevTools, the person or whoever you are sharing your screen to would not see your DevTool. So your DevTool will not be visible if you are not sharing your entire screen. Yeah. So I am on MacBook. To open my DevTools, I mean, I think I actually put it in the material. Sorry, give me a minute. Yeah, I actually did put it in material. So if you are on Windows and Linux, okay. So what you want when you want to open your DevTool, you can do F12, or you can do Control Shift I to open your command tool, or if you're on MacBook, you can do Command Option I. Okay, to open your DevTools. And I mean, why stress yourself when you can just why stress yourself when you can do that? But then if you are the type that don't do little more of shortcuts, you can just right click and go to inspect, and then it opens your Chrome DevTools. Okay, so this is called DevTools, okay, because it's not peculiar to Chrome again. So now we just call it DevTools. So it originally used to be Chrome DevTools, but now it's not peculiar to Chrome again. So it's now DevTools. Because Chrome is also an open source. We have an open source part of Chrome, which is the Chromium. So most browsers are actually building off on Chromium also. Take Arc, for example. Arc is actually built off on Chromium. So if you are checking some things in your browser, you must still be seeing Chrome. And then you'll be wondering, like, why am I seeing Chrome? Or if you are using Edge, you must still be seeing something like Chrome. Or you must still be seeing Firefox. I mean, the Mozilla Firefox and then Chrome are like the basic engine for most browser. So yeah, you might be seeing Firefox inside Opera Mini or inside whatever. Just know that the basic engine for browsers are like Chromium, which is Chrome, and Mozilla Firefox. Yeah, go on. Let's move on. So for your dev tools, yeah, the first one that we're going to be talking about is because we actually have series of it. Let me just open this wider. So we have series of it. As you can see, you see them here. We have elements, console, source, network, performance, and then when you click on this icon, you still have more of it here. Okay, so now let's start with elements. Basically, what element does is to inspect. Okay, you're looking for one particular element. So for example, now if I'm looking for this Google icon, I'm trying to find it. What I just do is there's this icon here. Okay, you can see this icon. So you just click on this icon and then put your mouse over that particular element that you're trying to find. So if it is this button, I put my mouse on it and click, and then it shows me where that particular button is inside the browser. Okay, if it is this if it is this input I'm trying to find, I put my mouse on it and click on it, and then it shows me that particular input, as you can see. Okay, so yeah, that is that about inspect. Inspect is basically used to like look for something. Okay, so let's try and open a very a content website. Let's try Traversy. Which website can I open? Okay, let's just go GitHub. Let's just go GitHub. So now let's inspect. Okay, yeah. So this let's look for this particular text, which is this home text. Okay, I click on this icon. Now I'm looking for this text. Now I can see it here. This is home. So now one of the things that you can actually use, you can use the Chrome Dev tool to do is this. So if I am trying to debug something, say I'm trying to find something, then I can come, or maybe I'm trying to do like some CSS, I can come down here, look at the CSS that particular element that I select has. Okay, I can look at the CSS that particular element that I selected has. And also if I want to at any point change it, I can also edit it and change it. Okay, if I want this element now, for example, now say I want it to have I don't know, let's just use this to test display none. You see that element is gone, because what, I can change this thing. I can change whatever star that is on the element. I can change it from here, and I can unapply it. So if there's any star that you just want to see, okay, how will this look? Maybe you are trying to like figure out how you're trying to figure out something. You want to see how will this look if I actually apply this style, then you can do that. Okay, now imagine this color. Now if I remove this color now, okay, still remain white. Now I can actually change the color from here. You see that I changed it to blue. So Okay, you can see the event listener. You can see some breakpoint if they are earning. Currently, there's no done breakpoint, and you can see some properties too that are applied to that particular text, to that particular element. Rather, sorry. Let me try and find this again. So also, talking about, let's move on to the console. So basically, what the console does is to log errors or to log anything. I mean, it's I don't know. There's at one point in time, there's one thing that they say, yeah, you cannot. Let me try and do this. Let me just try and do this now. Can I paste? Okay. So I disabled this because I want to be able to do. So there's one thing that's kind of popular in browser these days, is that on production environment you cannot paste code. Okay, on production environment you cannot paste code, and why? And that's because they don't. People can actually use console to run a particular command on a website, to run particular code on a website. So Chrome kind of like disabled it, but then there's a way that you can actually still enable you for you to be able to do that. But basically, the reason why we're talking about this console is basically used for debugging, for logging, for looking for things in your code. Okay, so you are trying to like look for where a particular code broke. Okay, you're trying to look for where a particular code broke. So what you just do is you start logging line, you start logging. Okay, you log at it at one point. Okay, yeah, this command actually got to this point. Okay, the code executed up to this point. Then you can move it down. Okay, it got to this point. Then you can move it. Oh, it didn't get to this point. So that means it is actually breaking after the last point where you put it, before the point where you have it now. So you can actually use console. Console is basically used for debugging and logging and all of those things. So sources are basically just to basically, sources is just to like show you the sources of um the resources that you have on your website and their sources. So we have, because I think they are using Google Fonts on this page. So we have Google Fonts. They are using some avatar components also. We have this here. There's Redux on this page also. So we have Redux. There is also the React build also. So that's for sources. Sources is maybe you are trying to inspect a particular file that is running on that production website or stuff. Yeah. But then also, now let's go to network. So basically what you see in network is you'll be seeing your requests, the requests that you are making. We have not got to that. So would you be seeing the request that you are making right in here? Basically, what your network tab will contain is everything, every resource, images, file, font, API calls that is being called, that is being fetched while that page is loading. Okay, so if I switch this page to another page now, this will clear and then it will start reloading again, because every page has its own resources. So when you're switching to another page, the resources from that that previous page that you're coming from clears off, and then it loads the resources for the new page. So basically, if let me just reload this, you see that it's actually cleared off and then reloads everything for me. So basically, what you'll be seeing here are every resources that are being fetched down onto this page. I mean, down onto the documents that are being fetched. You can see this. Down onto the CSS files that are being fetched. Look at them. Down up to the JavaScript files that are being fetched. You can see this. And sorry about that. Down all to the words, the fonts, down onto the fonts that are being fetched in the website. Okay, to the images also, to the image files. You can see some image files here. And I mean, if you look at the icon here, you'll be seeing that this icon is coming from here. If you look at this one, it's still the same icon. Look at this. Is this particular loading? Okay, it's not showing on small screen. Give me a minute. Let me try and adjust this. Oh, there used to be this loading state. So this is the loading state. If you look at this is like this icon that is showing here. So like every resources that are being fetched on this page basically comes out in your network tab. Okay, every resources that are being fetched on this page comes out in your what? in your network tab. Now, media, you can see if there are any media that we are fetching, it also shows up here. Socket is when you're using WebSocket, it shows right in here. Then we have the WebAssembly also. If there's any WebAssembly that are being rendered in this page, say you go to some every website and you want to see if there's actually WebAssembly, then you can do this also. You can use this to check if there's WebAssembly being used on those websites, or you can go to fetch to basically just see the API calls. So if you want to see API calls only, you go to fetch, and yeah, you go to fetch, this will only show you the word, just the API call, basically just the API calls. But if you want to see everything, then you can come here and see the tons of resources that were loaded when you actually loaded this page. So that's that about network. Now moving on. Can you guys hear me, please? Let me confirm.
Yes, we
Hello, guys.
can. Yes, we can hear you.
Did I at any point like break out?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Cool. Awesome. So yeah. Okay, no, I was not sharing this, please. I was sharing. Oh, sorry. I was sharing GitHub. Yeah. So now moving on. Yeah. We have the okay, we've talked about console sources. So now the performance is basically just used to what, to check the performance of your website. I mean the speed, the metrics, and all of those. That's what basically what performance does. English performance is used to check performance. Yeah. And then the lighthouse. Lighthouse is used for when you want to measure or analyze the speed. So these are the things that you can actually use lighthouse to check. You can use it to check the performance. You can use it to check the accessibility that were in the website. You can use it to check the best practices also. Okay, what percentage of best practices were used in this website? What percentage of SEO do is currently on the website? So say you are building a project and you want to measure. I mean, when you are building a website or you are building a website, you need to always check this. You need to always make sure your performance are like top performance. I mean, maybe 80, 70, no, not even 70, 80, 90 upward, please. So we can actually just analyze it. Let's just analyze this and see what it looks like. So when you analyze here, it basically, when you click on analyze, the lighthouse will basically reload and simulate the entire website, just to be able to see how fast the website is when it is coming, when does the false content appear, and all of those things. That's what lighthouse basically, it's going to like basically audit that particular web page. So yeah, it's still loading. Yeah, give him the minute. So now it has actually finished. Now it's gathering our information. It's gathering it's gathering the score for us rather. Now it's generating the reports. Yeah, you see, you can actually see that the performance is low. Why is the performance low? Yeah, the performance will be low because GitHub is actually a very, 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 very heavy website. GitHub is a very, 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 very heavy website. But then if you see the accessibility is top. The best practices is also quite good, and the SEO practice is like top. Okay, so then the accessibility basically contains the it contains the this is first contentful paint, largest contentful paint, total block time, and all of those things. That's accessibility. So accessibility, the performance, performance basically tests the speed of the website. How fast did the website load? That's what performance check. Accessibility is all of those for screen readers. Okay, for people that are disabled, maybe for people that are blind, for example, people that are blind. So there are these screen reader softwares. So what screen reader software targets are the accessibilities attributes that you put in your website. The accessibility attributes that you put in your website. So that's what screen readers target and then read out. So it's this, as you can see, we can see that there are a lot of accessibility in this page. Then best practices is like, okay, how you're supposed to structure your code, how you're supposed to put your hook, how you're supposed to call your function, and all of those things. Those are best practices. And then semantic also fall under best practices. And then SEO is like search engine optimization. When I search online, can I actually see this website? When I search for um when I search for version control system, can I actually see this website online? For example, now if you're building an e-commerce website, when I search for e-commerce, does it actually bring out that website? So all of those are SEO. So that's that about Lighthouse. And I think I'm going to stop after this one that I want to talk about, which is the application. So basically what application contains, application is like your web or your browser storage. You can access every of your browser storage from here, starting from the cookies, the sessions, the tokens or whatever that were saved in the local storage, the sessions that were saved in the session storage, also the extension storage, everything. I mean, basically anything that was stored in your browser memory, you can actually access them from the application. Even the manifest that this website has, you can actually check all of them. Even the manifest that the website has, you can actually check them from the application. So that's basically that about I think we're going to stop there about Chrome DevTools, because like I said, I believe we should have taken the contents from the LMS. Also, so let's move on. Yeah, after speaking about now let's speak about the main man, which is like the VS Code. So VS Code is, like I said earlier, is an open source text editor and is also cross-platform. So cross-platform, when you say cross-platform means it goes across platform. Okay, it's not platform dependent. So platform could actually switch context. So when we're saying platform can switch context. So when I say platform can be iOS or Windows. I'm sorry, Mac OS or Windows. Okay, that is platform. Another platform can be Android or iOS. Okay, but then basically what this cross-platform means is that it is supported on Linux, it is supported on Mac OS, and it is supported on Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. Yeah, that's basically what this cross-platform is referring to. Okay, like I said, cross-platform can actually switch context based on which can actually switch context based on the context that you're actually talking about. So if you are talking about mobile application and you say something is cross-platform, then that means it is supported on Android and it is supported on iOS. Well, when we are talking about softwares and you say it is cross-platform, then that means it is supported on Linux, Mac, and Windows. Okay, VS Code is actually supported on all of those operating system, and it is free and lightweight, and it's also open source. All of these new text editor are actually being built on the code base of VS Code. Also, it has syntax highlighting and IntelliSense. It has syntax highlighting and IntelliSense, and it has marketplace for some fantastic extension. So let me just kick up. I already have it open. Thank God. So I'm just going to create a new file. Let's just create a new file. I'm going to make this an HTML file. Sorry. Let's just do HTML. Okay. So I'm going to now look at this. Let me just zoom this in a little bit. So now look at this. It has, like I said, it has before I even go there, it has IntelliSense and code completion. Now I want to create an HTML file. I don't need to start defining all of the HTML tags one after the other. Ignore that, that's an AI. So I don't need to start defining the tags one after the other. One of the cool features of VS Code is when I just do HTML, it brings out options for me. And when I select HTML5, bam, it gives me the boilerplate. And I don't need to start putting the skeleton again. I already immediately have the boilerplate. Okay, I already immediately, that's one of the sweet thing about VS Code. And also it has code highlighting also. You can see that it's highlighted some main parts of what of this entire file. Okay. And also if you look at this, there's this part here. Look at this thing. There's this part that this color is kind of indented. Let me just do something more. Let me do this also. You can see that for every indent I have, there's color. So this is one of the words. This is one of the extensions that VS Code actually have, and that's the I think it's indent rainbow, or indent rainbow. So what indent rainbow basically does is it highlights, it gives color to every indentation that you have in your code, just for you to be able to read it properly. I mean, that's one of the sweet thing about VS Code. Extension, there are a lot of extensions that you can actually use to make your work, to make your development process very sweet and easy. Also, is that it has an integrated terminal also. Sorry, please. So it has an integrated terminal. So we have a terminal right here. So if you want to run a server, you don't need to go to your OS terminal. You can actually run your terminal right from in here. Did someone raise their hand? We are going to like, okay, so I'm going to like be done in the next 5-10 minutes, so we can actually take questions, because basically this session is supposed to be for question and answer, but because the lessons that we have had access to is basically theoretical, so I just want to have a brush to again over it, just for people that need to like, so I mean there are people like me that we need to like go through resources 2 times before we get it right. Okay, and there are also people like me that when we go through resources 1 time we get it. Okay, so I'm just doing this because of special people like me. Awesome. So also it has built-in Git and GitHub. So you don't need to be, there's Git and GitHub. Okay, so let me just zoom out so that we can see things properly. So if you look at this part, I can see Git and GitHub here. Yeah, so it has integrated Git and GitHub also. And it has debugger for JavaScript. You are running your code and you want to debug your code. There's debug here, so you can actually debug your code here. And then it has code formatting and linting. I spoke about that. And then you can actually split. You can actually split your screen. So if I click on this, I can split my screen. If I click on this again, I can split it more. If I click on this, I can split it more. So imagine I'm working on a 48 inches monitor. I can do this. I can work on like 4 different parts at the same time. I mean, that's one of the cool thing about VS Code and all of those text editor that were built of VS Code. And it has live server also. So if you look at this place, I have where's the live? So there's this is the live server. So when I click on this go live, it runs this live server for my HTML file. HTML file does not have server by default, but with VS Code you can actually run your HTML files on a server. And then it has customizable themes and icon. If oh god. So it has customizable theme and icon. As you can as you can see this, look at this icon that we have up here. This icon here, it's not in every text editor. It's only on VS Code ecosystem extension. VS Code ecosystem text editors. Okay, basically icons like this do not generally appear on text editors, except if the text editor have features like these themes and customizable icons that VS Code have. I can choose to install things. So if you go to your marketplace, which is the extension, you can actually choose to install theme. I think the one I'm currently using is material something something. Yeah, material icon theme. So there are actually themes that you can install. There's an Angular theme, there's a material UI theme, there's atom material icons, and all of those. So that's one of the sweet things about VS Code. And basically, I don't need to run through the summary, so I'm just going to stop here, and I'm going to go back to the call. If we have questions, this is where we get to start asking our question. Hello, can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Doing Salah. I guess you were the one that raised your hand earlier. So yeah, go on, please.
I was the one. Basically, but my voice is ready. Okay. Good evening. Please, can you share us the extension you used for your VS Code? It's too cool.
So what did he say?
Can you please share us your extension, the extensions that you use for your VS?
Okay, so when it comes to extensions here, you basically want to install extensions when you need them. I mean, like I said, I mean, if okay, so I think I said it in one of the videos in the class that in the LMS that I said it is one of the video on the in the LMS that when we get to places that I think we need extension, I'm going to tell us. Okay, when we get to places that I think we need extension, I'm going to tell us, okay, install this extension, install this extension. Okay, basically you want to try to install let me just try and do that here. You want to install Prettier and ESLint for now, and also I'm trying to think. Okay, maybe material icon theme, just for you to be able to see some icons of your files properly. Material icon theme, and hold on, let me just. So if there's any other question, we can ask, please. Do we have any other question? Anybody? Okay, no, it's a feature of VS Code. So Go Live is already a feature of VS Code. Wait, let me confirm that if I actually have. Yeah,
no,
so you
not
need to install the
everything.
live server.
Yes,
Yeah, you need to install the live server. Sorry, hold on. Let me just check the name so that I can actually send it. Live server. Yeah, you need to install live server. Yeah, that's the name. Live server. So you need to install live server to be able to use Go Live. Yeah, you need to install live server. Yeah. Any other question, people? Oh, so we don't have question. Wow. I mean, that's actually cool. That's awesome. Um, so
No, there
in
will
the
not be
absence,
question.
yeah, I mean, I understand that this is still like the theoretical part of the things. So we've not gotten to the part where we start getting our hands dirty. So I mean, I understand. So yeah, when we get to that part, we're going to have more questions. So in the absence of that, is Mr. DME still on this call? Okay. No, he's not. So in the absence of that, I think we are going to like call it a day. And yeah, it was nice meeting. It was nice seeing you guys again. And yeah, I'll see you in the next class. I'll see you in the next session. I'll see you in the LMS video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Sir,
Yeah, go on.
the videos in our LMS right now that they already
Yeah.
uploaded and we've already started checking up on them. We how will I say it? Has it started counting now? Assignment and other things like that. Are we going to have any
Um,
other scheduled class?
so the class already started from this week that we are in, that we are going to conclude on that we're going to conclude it today, because tomorrow is actually the beginning of another week. So the class already started classing. So that means today is the end of week one.
Okay.
Okay, that means today is the end of week one. So you probably should already have access to the week one content, and I believe that you should have consumed it already. So yeah, it has started counting. But then the week one does not have an assignment yet. Okay, the week one doesn't have assignment yet. But then I, on top of my head, want to give us assignment. Okay, I on top of my head want to give us assignment. So Ajiboye, you are going to help me with something.
Okay, sir.
You're probably going to help me create a form to be able to collect the assignment. So basically, the assignment is just going to be a text input. You are going to like make your research and give this back to me. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Hold on. Let me hold up. Let me hold up on the assignment.
Okay.
Let me hold up on the assignment. Yeah, let me hold up on the assignment. So I'm going to talk about it later. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Sophia, you have your hand raised.
Yes, good evening, sir. Thank you so much. I
Good
wanted
evening.
to confirm if the LMS that we're talking about is the Slack channel, because that's the only platform I have access to. And when I asked like for the LMS invite to be sent to me, I was told I was already sent, but I did not see anything in my mail.
Okay, the LMS invite should have been sent out. So LMS is not the Slack. LMS is a learning management system where we already have content that we expect you to consume, okay, to be able to participate in this class, in the boot camp. Okay, that's LMS. Okay, is the learning management system that we expect you to already have access to. So yes, invite has been sent. So if you still don't have access to the invite, please communicate to the class rep Ajiboye and the assistant Tawheed Rahman. So you can communicate to the two of them, and they would know how to communicate to Mr. Um Ayotade. So yeah, basically, if you have any concern concerning if you have any, hey, see English, concern concerning, if you have any displeasure about the LMS or you have any concern about the LMS, you can lodge them with the class rep and the assistant, or not course rep actually. This is the class. So class rep and the assistant, and then they can actually pass it on to the admin and to Mr. DME and to Mr. DME. Yeah. So if you have any concern about not saving progress, not having access, you can lodge your concerns with them. And also, like I said, you can actually send a mail to, I think I said this on the onboarding session. You can send mail to admin at dive. Let me just try and look for that mail again. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the mail. You can actually send a mail to admin at diveafrica.dive. Hold on, let me just try and find it. So yeah, someone actually raised their hand. Who was that? And if you were the one, can you ask a question already? Someone raised their hand and
Okay, I'm the one.
okay, go on.
Good
Yeah,
evening, sir. Okay,
yeah.
the
Good
question
evening.
has been answered. The question has been answered.
Oh,
That is why I put my hands down. Thank you so much.
awesome, awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Um, yeah. Any other thing? Sorry, or I mean, any other question rather?
I have something to say. Can I come in?
Oh
Emma
yeah, sure, Mr.
Sophia. Omo,
Oh,
she
okay,
mean
yeah,
it's Sophia Omo. Omo Sophia. You're the one saying about the invite.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you even already acknowledged that you already received the invite. It's actually, I think I've used, because the invite, maybe someone should send a screenshot or something, or just DM me, because I was told the invite has already been sent to you and you're already in the system already. So there's a particular space in that same invite where you click on courses for you to access the videos.
Wow. Okay,
Because your name is already in the system already, because I already logged the complaint and I was being told that your name is there already. So maybe you should just DM me and let me see how I can also assist you and we check it out together. Because if I should send the name again, it would already be I'll be told that your name is already there already. So that's why.
all
And you've
right.
already said that you've already accepted the invite already. So that's it. But there's a space for video where you click on video. So you can also check the videos and watch out the videos.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Uh,
thank you, Ajiboye.
I think the thing is, as our teacher already told us, anyone
Um,
with any issues, just DM.
any other question?
Because I've actually been asking if there's anybody having any invite issue. and anything like that. So it's just few people that are replying back. So if there's any issue, just DM either me or Toy. So we'll sort it out.
Okay, so Itamaro Victor, you are asking how you can open VS Code with the window terminal. So this has to do with configuration. I don't know if you're okay. So instead of opening VS Code with the window terminal, why don't you just navigate to that particular folder, right click on the folder and open with code. I mean, VS Code actually has that. You can actually open with code. So I mean, sorry, Windows actually have that. You can just open with code. So instead of going through terminal, and I mean, if you want to go through terminal, you just open your terminal, you open your CMD terminal or the terminal itself. You navigate to the particular folder. When you are in the folder, then you can do code with dot. That means open code in this particular folder. So yeah, but then that also comes with configuration. The last time I checked, that also comes with some configuration. So, but then I mean, you can actually just right click and do open with code. Yeah. Any other question, people?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
Go on.
about what you asked right now. I think when I was
Yes.
checking the video about the code, Windows does not really have the open with code in it. So I think we
Okay.
open VI CMD. Yes, we open VI terminal in our folder in Windows. So because when I was checking your videos, I was unable to get it. So I have to just do some research on how to open directly with
Oh,
yeah. So Windows does not have that open with code as you did it in that video. I'm not sure. So there was
okay.
the kind
So
of process I did here.
okay. So when you are installing, actually, okay. Sorry. I mean, the last time I installed on Windows. I mean, I'm sorry, but the last time I installed on Windows, when you are installing and when you get to the last part of the installation, there's always this open with code. There's this checkbox for open with code when you are installing VS Code. So I mean, I don't know if they had changed it, like you said, but I mean, yeah, thank you. If you can actually share the link to that particular video that you watch in the Slack channel so that people can actually access it. Also, it will be cool. Yeah, thank you very much. Nkechi, you have your hand raised.
Yes, good evening, everyone. So,
Yeah, good evening, Nkechi.
thank you for everything. So, I was going through the courses or the lessons on the
Okay.
LMS. While practicing, that's towards the end, I had this error, local host error, I cannot see something, 800. I can't really remember. I think I did that on Thursday. I don't know if you can.
Did you use live server?
No, I usually run when I impute the code on VS Code. I run it, then it opens up on Chrome.
Are you sure you are still talking about HTML?
Yes, HTML. But I started noticing that they are bringing JSON, a JSON error or
Oh,
something like that. I don't know
okay. So
what's.
I don't think we are still talking about the same thing because in the content that we have in the LMS video for lesson one, we are talking about lesson one, right?
Yes, lesson one.
Actually, you correct me if I'm wrong. For the lesson one, we haven't
Yes, sir.
done much more than HTML, right?
Yes, so
Yes,
just the
just HTML.
boilerplate and all. But yes, I think I'm getting maybe when she did it and maybe when she was trying to run it, there was the way you when we use the live server and checking our web using the website when the live server directs us to the
Exactly. I was
website.
asking.
So maybe that's what he's talking
Exactly.
about.
I
Is
was
that
asking
it?
if she was using live. Yeah, I was asking if she was using live server.
Did she even
Yeah, exactly.
download the
Uh,
extension for the live server? That's another one
No,
again.
I
exactly. Did you
usually
download the extension for live server?
No, I didn't. But I usually run and everything comes out. I saw the form, I saw every other thing, but I can't remember the code, the lesson I did.
Can you
Like,
just screenshot and drop on this Slack on
okay,
our page? Let's see.
okay, Slack. All right, all right.
That's it. That's
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
Alamin. No, wait, sorry. Anyotade is the next person. Anyotade is number 2. Yeah, go on.
Good evening, sir. Can
Good evening,
everyone hear
you
me?
can. Yes, we can.
Sir, when if you are recording the next MMS session, please can you zoom in your code so that we can be able to see your code there?
Oh, okay, understood. Yeah. Understood.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Alamin.
This is the first time I'm joining the class, so I don't really know anything about this. No,
Were you in the onboarding session?
no, I was not able to click on the link, so it was kicking me back. I don't know.
Um,
Oh, wait.
I don't think there's a
Tell me
lot
the
that I can
case.
do. Do you
Why
have
you
access
do
to the
this?
LMS?
Sir?
Do you
Yeah,
have
Chad.
access to the LMS?
No,
No, like this is my
I'm
first
on
time
call.
attending a new class. Yeah.
Okay, so meet up with Ajiboye. Ajiboye,
Sir,
sorry, please. Alamin is having a little bit of issues trying to find his bearing. Can you please assist him? So he's going to like jump. Can you please assist him, please?
Ali, I mean, okay.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
Alamin, please just drop me
Are you on the
and
Slack? Are you
yeah.
on Slack?
Yes, I'm on Slack.
Please just, you know my name, Bukayo. Ajibe Bukayo. Just message me.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Yeah, Ajibe Bukayo. Just message me.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can put your hand down now. Alamin, put your hand down. Is there, do we still have any question?
Not really, sir.
Okay, so in the absence of any other question, so we're going to continue. Yeah, I said enjoy the rest. Not really. I mean, yeah, not really because yeah, I'm going back to work. But then yeah, let's try and enjoy the rest of our weekend. For those that are not working.
All right.
So and if you're not working, please try and enjoy the weekend, please. It's the weekend. Don't be like me.
Everybody, and
Bye
those,
bye.
all of us working, and
Enjoy the
those that are not
weekend.
working, everybody enjoy. All right, sir.